Good morning, namaste to the people of India. The Cockroach Janata Party is still on its hunger strike at Delhi Jantar Mantar. It has been raining also in Delhi. The most inhuman thing is the police refusing those students and participators from having tents to defend them or to save them from the rain. This is the most inhuman act of the police, and it has all been instigated by the ruling party. This is not ethics. See, politics anybody can do, but you don't have to ill treat people. They have a point. They are asking that this Pradhan Minister for Education to resign, but the BJP is so adamant, and they are talking about Sanatanam, they're talking about Hindutva, they're talking about being straightforward, they're talking about fighting corruption, which is not true. Many of the members of BJP, I won't say all, but many in all parties, they're all corrupt, but then they give advice to others and sermon to others. It is not right. And Mr. Vanchuk, you don't have to give up your life for these stupid fellows. You have to stay alive to fight. I don't believe in protesting to be without food, eating food. Why we should kill our bodies or kill ourselves for these people? I'll tell you one thing. The people also, many of them are ungrateful. We are seeing how they vote for the crooks, and then they get emotionally involved with third-rate persons as leaders, and then suddenly they'll throw them out. So this is the mob behavior of people. You don't have to give up your life for these people, but you can fight for the cause. Don't be starving. You eat well, sit there, and then you fight. There is nothing wrong. If I am called, I will eat. I will eat well. Why should I starve my body? What did my body do? So that is not the way to fight. Because these fellows, whomever you are appealing to, are heartless groups who are all corrupt. Why should you starve yourself and affect your health? We can fight these fellows. See, nobody is in this vessel. Everybody has to see their karma. They have to face their karma. All these politicians in Delhi who are in the ruling party, they are thinking that they are going to sit and rule the world lifelong. No, nobody lives 1,000 years. The maximum a person can live is 100 or maybe 120, which is all rare. But these politicians think that they are never going to die. So you have to speak up and fight and not starve yourself. There's no point in starving. Why we should go to hospital? Why we should punish our bodies? But we can always talk up. Mr. Modi, whatever you're doing is not wrong. You see the people in Australia have said go back Modi, which is very shameful. You went earlier once to, I think, Green to Brisbane for the coal fields of Mr. Adani to sign that agreement. And that time also many of the people have said go back Adani and go back Modi. But all this doesn't come in the mainstream media. But then today the social media or the digital media are so strong that anything, anywhere that happens comes to the people's notice. Okay, so you are becoming very unpopular, but you are just misleading the country, saying that you are the Vishwa Guru for the world. No, you are not the Vishwa Guru, and you yourself are corrupt and very arrogant and very spiteful. My Krishna says that you are a very poisonous person. I don't know for what. Krishna knows you better. I only know you as the Prime Minister of the country. And I had great expectations that you would give us good administration. But you have failed. Unfortunately, we all believed or trusted you, which is our mistake too. And this Gujarat model, what you were trying to show a big jumla. Nothing of what you're saying is the truth. So, Mr. Modi, the education is in a mess in this country, and you don't want to drop the education minister, but you want to shift him to petroleum, where he was already in the first period between 2014-19. I think he was the petroleum minister. Now, your minister, the finance minister, has also failed the country and has messed up the economy of the country, and now you're going to put her in the education department where she is not going to do anything good. She is full of arrogance. A person in public life should be humble and more humane and listen to the people's voice. But here, you and your ministers are all so arrogant and enjoying the power and really not doing any service to the country. On the development side, you see all the bridges are falling and the roads are giving away, and you are talking like as though you have beaten America in technology, which is all a big fat lie. On the other side, people are fighting about the ethanol, the percentage of ethanol to be mixed, and how it is affecting the engines of vehicles, and you just don't want to listen to what people have got to say. On one side, Gadkari is in his own world, Amit Shah in another world, you in another world, and all your ministers. Not one of them are performing, because all the ministries are under your control. One man control is also not good, and it's only going to be in a big. You're going to be, you are going to be disastrous. Your entire administration is a disaster to the country. So, Mr. Modi, be humble, humane, and accept your faults and try to set right things, or at least have the dignity to resign accepting your faults, but you don't seem to be doing that. Here in Tamil Nadu, the minister, chief minister, the new party, they are all also engaged in corrupt activities, but they are trying to say that they are the most perfect people. The people here, the journalists in Tamil Nadu, think that BJP and TVK have got an understanding. Yes, you all did have an understanding in the beginning, but somewhere that fellow betrayed you all, and now you have no face to accept it. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's what my Krishna says. He has used them and he has ditched them. Now they don't know what to do. That is the truth. But then the politicians and the journalists here think that BJP is in connivance with TVK. It was there earlier, but now I don't think so. But maybe I'm right or wrong, I don't know. Okay? But everywhere there's problem. But my only thing was, when I was reading the news and I was listening to the head of Iran, who was talking about the war and how they're going to fight it. When a few weeks back, or maybe a month back, when people, my colleagues made fun of me, saying that, look, Iran and America are signing a peace treaty. I said, I don't know. My Krishna only told me that this war is going to escalate, and you're saying it is peaceful now. I don't know the truth, because I'm not sitting there to see what is the thing. I can only know from the news and from what is coming out in the papers or TV or in the media. So, where is the question of peace now? Because again, America has hit Iran when the peace talks were going on in Europe. I have already appealed to the people of Iran, saying that don't believe America. America, especially, not America, the poor people of America are good. They're not, they're quite innocent. It is the politicians there, and especially the Trump administration, which is another bully administration which wants to bully everyone all around the world. And when they are getting really hit, then they want to act saying that, oh, let us have a ceasefire. But Iran don't believe these people, especially the Trump administration. That man is another crazy man just wants to keep the entire world under his thumb, which is not possible. Every country world over is going through bad economic times. The economy is in a mess world over. Most of the political leaders or politicians of every country have looted those very nations. Even India, our politicians are looting. In Sri Lanka, we saw how the Rajapaksa government looted. Everywhere, it is just not here, there, everywhere there is loot by the political leaders of their different countries. So it is for the people first now to speak up, and I think world over there is going to be problems and economic problems, and the prices of the crude went up, then it shot down. But again, we don't know with the present situation what is going to happen. My Krishna always tells me, Gita, you wait and watch. The world is going to go through very, very bad times. He keeps telling. But I say, why Krishna, why the honest people should suffer for the mistakes of the political crooks? He says that's life. You people elected them, and so you deserve to get whatever punishment you are only going to suffer. Which is very sad, it's really sad. Honest people have to suffer for the bad deeds and bad acts of the political clout. Again, here in India, in West Bengal, you see all those people who won on the TMC ticket have jumped, have jumped the train and have now boarded the BJP Walas. These very same people who accuse Modi and Amit Shah and all the BJP people today are shaking hands. And Modi and Amit Shah, who said that the people in TMC are all corrupt, are now all washed in the BJP washing machine, and they're all good now. This is also happening in Tamil Nadu, this horse trading. I don't know what this horse trading is all about, but it is so evident, and I don't know. The ECI is not even questioning or even doing its rightful duty, and the judiciary, I wish somebody from the judiciary will take up these cases so moto to question the wrong that is happening in the political arena, especially in West Bengal and also in Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu also there is horse trading going on, which was never the culture earlier, but after this new government, everything, politics is all topsy-turvy and in a mess. It is for the people first to change, it is for the people to realize, we people should realize to whom we should vote and how do we select or elect our leaders, our representatives. Most of the time we get emotional and we elect the wrong person, which is very dangerous. Okay? Today the people of India, we don't know. This is 2026, almost 7 months we have reached, 6.5 months. And I don't know how 2026 and 2027 is going to be, but I can definitely foresee bad times and the economy being in a mess. The poor farmers are suffering in all the states of India, and the government really doesn't give any support or even doesn't listen to their genuine problems, because it is very sad that the Annadatas of our country many of them are committing suicide, and it's really, really sad that such a situation is happening to our farmers. No country, I would say no country, no political leader in our country ever sympathizes with the farmer. They only want their vote. When they get their vote, after that the poor farmer is forgotten. I wish at least in the future some political leader will genuinely know the sufferings of these farmers. I'm a farmer. See, I do farming and I'm an agriculturist basically. And I know what farmers, small farmers suffers, and it is very, very sad that the people who really work hard are neglected and forgotten. But then, the best business in this country today is politics. You put your money in politics, you earn 10 times of that, and that is what is going today. And many of the younger generation are wrongly led. Nobody wants to work. All the state governments are offering freebies to the people just for vote bank politics, and are debt ridden, and they are getting into a big economic mess. It is for us people to take the decision to say no to these freebies, and freebies only should be for the economically backward people, that is in the form of education and health. Other than that, giving free food, giving free like this amount money for women, all that is a very bad trend. And many of the people today do not want to work. They don't want to go and work because they are getting a lot of freebies from the governments. Especially I see in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and even Kerala, which used to be okay before, has started giving freebies because these politicians and political parties are wooing the voters through these freebies. This is not a good thing for the country, it's not a good trend. Development will get very badly affected, and you are making the people lazy, which is not good. It is high time people realized and started going out to work and also to study. Many children drop out from schools because they can't afford. And the quality of education in most of these governments, village and corporation schools is so poor. The standard is poor. The atmosphere, the classrooms, the facilities, everything is in a very bad, rotten state. This is what we people should start asking, and I think it has already started. The Cockroach Janata Party has started questioning about the NEET failure and all the other entrance exams, and how the paper leakage has taken place, and how the CBSE exams, everywhere there is some failure or the other. But whoever is questioning, they are being either arrested or being bullied by the government. So it is high time we people all took a stand and fought this system, and people think 10 times before you elect your representative as well.